right, Steve here from Blossom Racing, bringing another episode to you. Today we are going to talk about pistons, measuring the pin height and the compression, what the difference is between the pin height and what the difference is between compression. That way, if you need to order a piston, we don't want to have to send the piston to you. Have you install it just to find out that your piston is sticking out of the bore by 20, 30, 40, 50 thou, and then you have to send it back to us and cut it, or you have to take it to your CNC guy, get them to cut the deck of the piston down. So just going to run through a video with you real quick on how to get these measurements. First tool you're going to need is a pair of calipers with 4 digits after the decimal point. So 0.0000 is what you need. You can get these from like Harbor Freight or something like that. So I've got actually 3 pistons here. Here's a used one. This is a new one. This is a 3.5 inch piston. This is also a new one. This is also a 3.5 inch piston. Difference is compression height. One is has a taller compression height than the other one. So we will talk about how you figure all that out, and let's jump right into it. So first of all, math equation that you need here is really simple. You need to find out what size wrist pin you have. These pistons all have the 490 wrist pin. So all you do is just take 490, divide it by 2, which is 245. So that gives you the half distance, maybe it'll give you the center point of that wrist pin. So 245 is your distance there. If you have a 590 wrist pin, you divide that by 2, which equals 295. Okay, you'll need these numbers later. So when you call us up and you say, "Hey, I need a 3.5 inch piston," there's 2 measurements that you can give us. You can say, "I need a 3.5 inch piston with a 550 compression height," right? I can figure that out and figure out how much I need to cut off the piston. Or you can call us up and say, "Hey, I need a 3.5 inch piston and the pin height is 300. So either tell me the pin height or the compression height." So let's do the first one, the easiest one, which is pin height. Pretty simple. Grab your calipers, clean off your jaws there, make sure there's no dirt, push them together, make sure they're zeroed out. Grab your piston, make sure there's no rings in your piston because the rings will interfere. And basically you're going to measure from the top of the wrist pin hole to the top of the piston. So I'm going to hold it like this. Just get the jaws down into the piston. I usually stop just right here at this little stopping point on the nose of the calipers. Going to run it right down in there. Pinch it. You're not going to put a lot of pressure on it, and then just wiggle the piston back and forth. And as you see, the pin height on this piston, pin height is 350. So if you need it to be 300 on this piston, I know I have to cut 50 thou off the top of the piston. Okay, so that's that piston. Here's the 650 compression height piston. Let's see what kind of pin height we have on that. So the pin height on this is actually going to be about 405. I know my calipers say 404. That's what you get with calipers. You know, they're not exacted. Calipers all depend on how hard you push right here or how little you push. But it's kind of a feel thing. See, now I'm getting like 409. Go over to the other side of the piston. Get down in there. Look at that. See that? We're getting 397. See why these things are a pain? So let's get back in here. So right there, 405. The pin height on this piston is 405. And so now how do you figure out your compression from this? Well, you just take that 405 plus the 295, which is going to equal 650. 650 is your compression height on this piston. This piston, which measured 350, right? That one measures 350. Add that 245, because it's a 490 pin. Add that 245 and you get a 595 compression. Okay, here's another piston. This is a used piston, kind of went through a little blow up, but anyway, for this it'll work. As you can see, the piston has been cut off on the top. So we're just going to come in here and get a measurement, and I'm getting 270. Okay, so you can call me up and say, hey, I need the next size piston. You know, this one's just for giggles, a 300 piston. Okay, this is a 300 piston. So I need a 3.310 piston, and I need the pin height cut down to 270. So I'll go and pull you a 310 piston, and I will cut the top of the piston down to 270 pin height. Now, if you call me up and you want compression, you take that 270 and add the 245 right here, and that's going to be about a 515 compression height. So if you call me up and you say I need a 515 compression height, I can take your new piston and I can cut it down to 515, or I'll cut it down to that 270 compression height. All right. And same thing, even with the JR pistons, all the pistons that have a 590 wrist pin, exact same thing. You're going to measure the top of the wrist pin to the top of the piston, except you're going to add 295, and that will tell you what your compression height is. To make it easier for us, if you call to order a piston, just tell us the pin height. That's the easiest way. I could do it either way, pin height or compression height. I mean, either one will work. We can get that piston cut down for you and sent to you. So that's basically how you're going to measure pistons, your pin height or your compression height. Whenever you need to order one from us, give us a call, give us those numbers, and we'll get you the piston, and it should be correct at your deck height. Awesome, guys. Hope this video helps you. I know it's surely going to help us when you call us with these numbers, and it'll make the journey a lot easier. All right, you guys have a great day and take care.